Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about boots on the ground. All right. So, Disney just made a pretty powerful statement about boots on the ground. So let's look at it, okay? So, so Bob Chapek, he's the CEO of Disney right now. He recently sent out. He recently said something very powerful. His employees were calling for him and they were saying, "Hey, Bob, make a big corporate statement about this law we don't like, that we Disney's employees don't like." And you know what his response back was? He's like, "Hey, I know you want me to send out some corporate memo saying that Disney doesn't like this law. Well, you know what would be more powerful if we said nothing in a corporate memo and we address the issue directly in the stories we tell, because they change hearts and minds." And he was saying, you want to change the culture? Don't send a corporate memo. Make an awesome, engaging movie or show. That will change the world. He is 100% right. I could not agree with him more, right? Nobody's like, "Oh, Disney put out a corporate memo. Whoa, now the narrative has changed, right? And now I know the right thing to do because a corporate memo came out from Disney. Now everything's clear." Like, no, but when they give you what they actually want the world to look like by showing it to you in their movies and in their shows, that is real traction, right? And that's what Bob Jacob was saying. So he's saying, don't listen to our corporate memos. Nobody cares about that crap. Listen to the stories we're telling you. We'll tell you the vision we want for the world in our stories, right? So let's look at what Bob Chapek's vision for the world is when it comes to boots on the ground and the value of boots on the ground. All right. So spoilers in this content for Cheaper by the Dozen 2022, brand new film, Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff, that just dropped on Disney Plus. I watched the whole thing. It is spectacular. 5 out of 5 stars. I'm a huge Cheaper by the Dozen fan. My family gives me guff when I say that. Nobody else in the family likes this movie. Here's my fanhood of Cheaper by the Dozen. It's a play. I ain't never seen that, right? There was a 1950s movie. I ain't never seen that, right? There was a 2003 movie with Steve Martin. Okay, I have seen that, and the dude who played Superman in Smallville, and actually a whole bunch of other kids who have become actual real stars today, right? But I have seen that half a dozen times. I absolutely love Cheaper by the Dozen 2003. It's a really important movie to me. It has a lot of goodwill in my heart, and the reason why is I'm a father who's raising 4 kids, right? So I'm incredibly attracted to a film that shows the plight of a father doing his best to give everything he can and not drop the ball for a single child, right? So I've watched this thing like a half a dozen times. It's a beloved favorite of just me, right? Like nobody else in my family gives 2 rats about these movies, right? And so I sadly watched Cheaper by the Dozen myself this weekend, because nobody else cared about this thing. But I was blown away. It was absolutely spectacular movie, but it had a powerful message in it about boots on the ground. So let's hear what Disney has to say about boots on the ground. All right, so the Cheaper by the Dozen 2022 film, absolutely fascinating. Okay, so the 2003 Cheaper by the Dozen movie is a man and a woman who have 12 children together, right? And they're all their bio children. They had them conventionally, and they're all their biological children, right? And so and so basically, and now what is the story when it comes to how do things change, and what is the story for Cheaper by the Dozen 2022? Well, of course, it's 2022, so the American family doesn't look like it used to, right? So the new Cheaper by the Dozen American family is a divorced mom and a divorced dad with their highly engaged exes on the scene every day, right? So 4 parents. I love this film, and one of the reasons why was it just shows the absolute brutal savage resentment of divorced couples. I have not seen this for a long time. I think Hollywood is very pro-divorce, right? And I think the reason for that is I think a lot of people in Hollywood are divorced, right? So they want to paint divorce in a really good light, right? But the problem is the numbers don't match. I don't think there's any. I've never seen a single study that shows divorce is good for children or parents, right? It's just, and this movie showed how utterly brutal and savage the animosity and the resentment can be between divorced exes. It was very honest about it, right? One of the things that happens is the ex of the mother, he actually says, "I want full custody," after the kids have been with the new stepdad for like 5 years, right? Like, and I mean, you're like, holy crap, you know, if you're in a divorce, somebody can ask to have children you've raised for 5 years taken away from you. That is I'm watching this movie and I'm like, oh, you know, this is a family-friendly Disney film. Or is it a deeply disturbing horror film? Like, it was, that's terrifying. I thank God I've not been divorced. Like, that is absolutely horrific. If anybody could come to me and say, hey, you know those children you've been raising 5 years? I want them back, and you're done. That is horrific, right? So this Disney movie had some real horror in it, right? Quite interesting. All right, so here's the kicker, right? So the Cheaper by the Dozen couple are a mixed race couple. The mother is black and the husband is white, right? Mother is played by Gabrielle Union. Father is played by Zach Braff, right? And Zach Braff plays the stepdad, okay? And then the character's name was Dom Clayton. I don't remember Zach Braff's ex's actor name, and I don't remember Dom Clayton's name. Yeah, I don't remember either one, the man or the woman ex, right? Because they're not famous yet, right? So not like Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union, who I've seen in 10 things each, right? So basically the bio dad. So you have kids, right? And essentially Gabrielle Union's kids, right? She was married to the bio dad, and he has a son, right? Wait till you hear this. This is incredible, right? So the bio dad is black, and his son is black, and the Cheaper by the Dozen mother, primary mother, is black, right? Black son, black dad, black son, right? The stepdad, Paul Baker, that's the name of his character, and the bio dad, his name is Dom Clayton, right? So the stepdad, Paul Baker, he has a very good relationship with his stepson, right? And the relationship he has with the stepson is far better than the relationship the bio dad had, right? And the reason why was the bio dad was a star professional sports player, right? And I think, yeah, star professional sports player, right? And so this star professional sports player, he wasn't there for his son ever, like really just wasn't there for him, right? And just recently has come back on the scene, right, and starting to spend more time there, right? So basically it gets to the point where the bio dad is like, hey, I don't like the way you're raising my black son, and I don't think you could relate to my black son, and I want my black son back, right? I want to take all my kids away from you and take full custody, and you're not going to have any custody, even though you've raised them for like the last 5 years. You will not believe what the stepdad says. He says, okay, all right, I see you. You are his biological father, and you share the same skin color as him, right? That's what you got. You know what I got? I got boots on the ground. Literally says it. He says, while you were gone, I was here doing the actual work, right? And that's why your relationship with your son is zip zilch zero, and my relationship with your son is strong and meaningful. Because what I did was real, and what you did are just concepts, right? Like, basically, the only thing he said, so you can watch the film, but basically he said, boots on the ground. I was here, right? And you were gone, right? So you rolling back in and saying, I want X and blah, 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 right? Your support for that child was not real because you had no boots on the ground. My support for this child is real because I have boots on the ground. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground, boots on the ground is what matters. That's what Disney is saying. In this world, boots on the ground matters. Everything else is talk. Check this movie out. See what Disney has to say about boots on the ground. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Please consider subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.